Hello and welcome. This is going to be a fairly straightforward video, but something not a lot of people have achieved, and it's how to win a design competition. So I actually have won many design competitions, actually won recently. I've won awards for the Addies for my own personal projects as well as group projects, and my most recent one actually resulted in monetary um gain. I won $1,000 from this design competition, the Hoobie design competition, and actually not one, but two of my designs were selected as winners. And the first place got money, so I won first place and second place. And then I actually connected with the guy who did third place. Shout out again. He did a great job. But yeah, this is basically my process on how I went about it. Now you are going to, I'll just cut this part. So I got this email. I subscribed to a lot of the emails for products I really enjoy. Hoobie is actually one of my favorite digital products out there. And they said, unlock your creative side, upgrade your account, and enter win design competition. So first thing, reading all of this, that was like my first step. Chance to win $1,000 cash. Here were the guidelines. 10 finalists will be chosen. $1,000 cash prize. And then, yeah, submissions by May 14th. I actually submitted them 2 days before. And I only started working on it 2 days before. I wasn't sure. I was like, Hoobie's a pretty big platform. I'm not sure if I'll win. But one thing you have to know is a lot less people submit to these than you think. So I thought that only a few people were really going to, or like a ton of people were going to submit because they have some insane creators on here. But I was only one of like maybe 7 people to submit. There was only 8 chosen designs for the voting. Then I really tried to understand my audience after reading through this and being like, all right, who is on the Hoobie platform? Who's going to be voting? Is this going to be judges or is this going to be the public? I understood that it was a public vote. Therefore, because they were announced on Instagram and voted, I was like, all right, who uses Hoobie? Who's going to be following this page? How I originally discovered Hoobie was actually this dude named Arlen Moore. Let me see. Yeah, this guy. And he's going through this whole phase where you can't really see it on his Instagram, but if you look from his stories, he's going on this whole like Renaissance art phase. Oranges, of course, whatnot. But yeah, usually on his story, he has that type of thing, like this Renaissance art vibe. And I was like, all right, a lot of his audience, 50K people, are also going to be into that vibe. So that's already one submission I have. I also knew this guy Solbra used the platform and is friends with this guy. So I was like, all right, that's even more people who like that aesthetic. Of course, I just listed out a couple different ideas that I could go with, and I picked 4 to actually go dive deep in on. So here were the 4. I took the template that they had for their submissions, made sure that it was the right size and everything for my compositions. And then I basically had 2, which are personal brands. This is just how I like to design. I love to design like this, really trippy effects, things that make it seem like glitch or simulations. But I knew my audience, and I was like, my audience would love this design. And then my audience also, a lot of influencers, a lot of travel people would love this design. So I knew as much as I'd love for people to enjoy these, I needed to make these to please the audience and possibly win. So then from there, I got to designing. I first started with the ones that I'd be excited about, which were these 2, and then kind of went, you could see there's very slight different variations here between this and this, and then this and this. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to experiment, maybe make 2 to 3 different ones, see how I like the fading, where I want the effects to be. And I decided on these 2 for my first 2 submissions. Then for this one, this was the one that I knew would have the greatest chance of winning. It would appeal to the largest audience because this is a public vote, and made sure to actually include something that was like very unique to Hoobie, have them both point at the profile picture. And then I experimented with a lot of different textures on this. This one has grain. This one has like cracking texture. Then this one has a little bit more, making it a little bit more old. And I decided on this one. And then lastly, I was like, I know the travel audience would love this. So I created two of these. Yeah, and basically had the profile picture right here next to the plane. That way you'd see the plane immediately. And then going into here. I even experimented with having like something at the bottom here. Didn't really like it too much, so decided to go with that. And yeah, those were the 4 main designs I submitted. And then it was time to wait to see if I was selected as a finalist. I did get the email saying that I was a finalist. Yep, congrats, you're a finalist for Hoobie's theme. And then the vote will be announced on here on Instagram. Congrats and good luck on the next round. And that's when I knew. I was like, all right, now I need to see how many of my designs actually got in. There's a possibility all 4 got in. There's a possibility none of them, or only one of them got in, because I did get the thing saying at least one. Luckily, all 4 did get in. Then I promoted it on my own social media since it was a public vote. I told all my friends and family, go vote on my designs. Here are my designs that you should vote for, but obviously vote for whichever one you think you'd like to use on the platform. And then people voted and people were honest. And I was actually tracking the votes all day. Very unhealthy to do. I should have just promoted them once as early as possible and then left it at that. It just kind of messed with my mental health a bit. But by the end of the day, I kind of knew who was going to win. I knew that this one and this one had pretty high chances because their votes were pretty high. And then my friend's design, the pineapple design, was also high. So thank you for watching this video. This is kind of how to win. Basically, to break it down, you really need to know your audience. All right. Know who's voting, know if it's a panel of judges, know if it is a public vote, because that determines what type of vibe you want for the competition, what type of composition you should have, what the theme of it should be. And I knew a lot of the people who'd be voting for would like that new Renaissance art vibe as well as that travel vibe. If you have any more questions about this, how to win competitions, feel free to DM me at Talon in Color. And if you want more lifestyle content, go check out at Escape Your Hometown on Instagram. And for any of my other things, you can check out my Hoobie page. I'll just show you right now. So I actually end up using my theme. So hoo.be/Talon. This is the theme in action, actually, which is pretty cool to see that I'm actually used on a big time software. And yeah, you can check out all the links to my work, the travel program, as well as different things I endorse here. So hopefully you got some value out of this. Maybe you can win your own competition. Make sure to like this video if you got some value. Comment what other videos I should make, any feedback on my work, any questions on how to win. Subscribe if you enjoy talking design, and I hope you have an epic day.